I think we can safely say that at least in the short term, Cheyenne Sellers' WNBA career is over. The Dallas Wings, she not only has been cut, she didn't even make it to the first preseason game. And this has happened 2 years in a row. In the last 2 seasons, Cheyenne Sellers has played 5 minutes of preseason basketball with the Atlanta Dream, and she couldn't get past the halfway line on Sydney Colson. And yeah, so this is somebody that was supposed to have been a top 5 pick in the WNBA draft in 2025. Cheyenne Sellers was coming off a season where Maryland were really good. She had a 15.6 point per game season, followed by a 14.4 point per game, shooting 50%, 40% from three, and nearly 90% from the free throw line. And she was not far off 50, 40, 90, while being a 6'2" point guard. This was a player who looked to be, in every mock draft, you would not have seen her falling past like 7 in a mock draft. And she was predicted as high as 3. There were mock drafts that had her above Sonia Citron coming into the WNBA draft. She fell to 17. So, in her last couple of games in college, she was playing with a massive knee brace. Like a massive, massive knee brace. And she still looked okay. Like if you look at Cheyenne Sellers' game log, she was unbelievable against Alabama. This was the game where, like, she got killed. Like, they only lost South Carolina by 4. She didn't have a great game against South Carolina, but she was unbelievable against Alabama. This was the Sarah Ashley Barker game. But she was great. She was great in this game and was a big, big factor in the winning. But still, again, like, they do lose to South Carolina in a very close game in the third, or in the Sweet 16. And if you're looking up to it, other than like the last game of the year against Michigan, 21, 25, 12, 18, 23, 15. Did they beat Iowa that year? Yeah, they beat Iowa. She had 17. They only lost to US. Like, they barely lost to USC. This was a USC team that was, like, this was Juju's USC. She 26 against them. And then they got killed by Michigan in the tournament. She was terrible. That was when the question marks were started about her knee. But then she came out in the NCAA tournament, looked fine. She fell to 17. And people were like, oh God, how bad is her knee? And clearly, whatever the hell happened to her knee is just has destroyed her career. Maybe she wasn't that good in the first place. So she played overseas this year, but like she was playing in Israel. Like, not the highest level. Like, a country whose national team is barely better than Ireland. She averaged 5 turnovers a game to 6 assists. A 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Shooting much worse percentages. At a lower level than she played in college in the Big Ten. Was not ideal. But she did not even make it to game 1 of preseason. Like, I don't think anyone thought she was going to make the roster. But I also don't think that anyone thought that she was going to get cut before game 1 of preseason. She got cut before game 1 of preseason last year as well. And never forget, never, ever, ever, ever forget the rant. I can't remember what there was some like known Twitter account went on a big rant when she got cut, being like, the WNBA, the Valkyries are a disgrace. Expansion was supposed to add more players in the college, and they cut her for an international player. This is a spot that's supposed to be for an American player. Something along those lines. Like, I'm going to be honest when it comes to Cheyenne Sellers. Like, she was supposed to be like almost like a prototypical modern point guard, or at worst case scenario, a wing. A good wing. But like, did she ever have a chance of making the team as a guard? Ironically, people are talking about these 5. Isaiah James and Odyssey. I have a very weird feeling that they're gonna go and take Grace Berger over Odyssey Sims. I genuinely do think that Grace Berger is more what they want. Her and Lindsay Allen, I think, are fighting out for a spot. I actually don't know if Odyssey Sims makes this roster. JJQ might get brought down to a development slot, to be honest. But is it that non-contested airball 3? Yeah. In preseason last year, if you guys didn't see it, she couldn't get past the halfway line. And then she got the ball kicked to her at the top of the 3-point line. Or maybe it was in training camp. I do remember her doing something really bad in the game anyway. But obviously in training camp, people are not people were not happy with what they saw from her in training camp for Dallas. And it's a scary one because she was meant to be a star. Like, she was in the conversation for being picked ahead of Sonia Citron. She was in the conversation about being picked ahead of... Everyone thought when the Golden State Valkyries stepped up at number 5, most people had Cheyenne Sellers mocked at 5. And, like, I wasn't, like, the highest on her. But I wasn't low either. I was not low on her, but I was not the highest on her, and I still think I might have had her 5 or 6. Like, I want to see what Bleacher Report had. What Bleacher Report had her. So we're gonna. This is me reacting to Bleacher Report's mock draft for the WNBA. So where did they have Cheyenne Sellers? 3 was Citron. 4 was Kiki. I think they got the top 4 picks correct. I think that's what I predicted. I didn't actually predict Kiki in the end. Wait, they have Malonga going 5. Who the fuck do they have going 2? Olivia Miles? Okay, this is when Olivia Miles was there. Cheyenne Sellers going 6. So this is one spot behind Malonga. Cheyenne Sellers going 6. When was this? This was January 2025. And then she actually was shooting up the boards, by the way. And here is my WNBA mock draft. So I had Paige 1. I had Malonga 2. I had Citron 3. I had Morrow 4. Kiki 5. Jacide 6. Van Lith 7. Okay, I had Cheyenne Sellers falling. Sivka 8. Sinai Rivers 9. I had Cheyenne Sellers going 10 to Chicago. Oh yeah, because I forgot before the draft she kept talking about how she wanted to go to Chicago. Like, I forgot she kept saying that she wanted to go to Chicago last year. So that for me kind of made sense, her going to Chicago. But like, I think I was, because of that, everyone thought that was the lowest she was going to go. People were like, oh, she's talking about Chicago. She's not going to be on the board for Chicago. Like, she might never play a WNBA game. Like, it's as simple as that. It's unlikely she ever plays a WNBA game. And she was meant to be a star. And that's the craziest thing. Like, I've never seen somebody, especially in women's basketball, where these players aren't 19-year-old prospects. This is a player that was meant to be ready to come in and play right away. And, like, we're now looking at a situation where when she got signed, everyone was happy because they were like, oh my God, the Dallas Wings signed Cheyenne Sellers. It's great. She's going to get her opportunity. Like, if you look at some of the responses here, she's an amazing player, is dealing with an injury. Loved his first. She was draft pick last year, didn't work out. Okay, so I forgot and basically all the comments are about her playing in Israel. I was looking through this, but they're either happy about her playing basketball or not happy because she played in Israel. But at the end of the day, it's mad. Her career looks like it's over before it started for someone who a lot of people thought was going to be a star.